Well, moving on with the F100. My next project, I've got some donuts for these exhausts. I hope they're the right ones. They're metal, so don't know if they're going to fit or not. Looks like I got a transmission leak there or something. I've got a lot of leaks in this thing, but I'm gonna try to get up in there with an impact. Look like it's 5/8. Try to back these things out. Hope they don't break the stud off in the manifold. They look pretty rusty, so guess we'll find out here in a minute. I fought with those exhaust bolts down in there quite a while. Well, they slipped off and banged my hand and decided to say quit. So I decided what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pull this exhaust manifold off from the top. Take a sawzall back down in there and cut that pipe. Look like it's leaking anyway. And I can always weld that back together pretty easy, or at least when I get the studs I can weld the pipe up and do something there. This one looks pretty rusty. I gooped it good. And this one has been leaking oil. And I tried to get one of them loose. It come loose pretty easy. And I might get lucky down there in the bottom too. Yeah, at any rate, this manifold looks like it'd be easy to get off. So this is my tough side here. It might not be too bad. Looks like that one in the back might be a little difficult to get to, but rest of them should be fairly straightforward. And then once I can get that out, you know, there's a good chance I could break a stud anyway. But if I can get it out to work on it, at least I can wire brush some of that stuff up and get the rust off. So a lot more work than I planned on doing here to get to that, but it's the way it goes sometimes, or most of the time. Well, I'll just try to get that manifold off there and see what we can get done there. Well, the manifold bolts come out pretty easy. I pulled these plugs, that's from back to front, and it looks like the next to the back one's running good. That back one looks like it's burning a little oil, and they all look a little dirty. That second one there is pretty crusted up, so that means it's burning oil for a while. I imagine it's just the umbrella seals. My bolts come out of here pretty easy. I've got two left in it right in the front. So next thing I'm going to get under there and sawzall that pipe off there, and then I'll take these two here loose and just pull that whole manifold and exhaust pipe and cut off out pretty easy and drop down. So now I just have to try to get in there and hog it out. Well, there it is. I don't see any cracks or anything in it. Haven't really examined it too good. I thought there was one here in the top right here. I don't think it's cracked all the way through. I think I'll clean that up. Just put a little weld on it. But I think we'll be alright here. At least I can wire brush these nuts and get a good bite on them with a good wrench and not have to deal with 2 or 3 extensions. Come apart real easy when I had it out here in the vise. This stud just came out of here, but the other one, the nut came off. It looks like the pipe here looks like it might have had a fiberglass stud in there. I mean a gasket. But I can clean that out, and I'm pretty sure this metal one will be plenty good enough. So I'll dig out what's left of this fiberglass out of here and just try to bolt it back together. I think we'll be good. Find out soon. Well, that went together pretty straightforward. Might not even have to replace that one stud. I'd like to have it down in there a little further. I'll probably just put another bolt in it. But it's all together in one piece, and tightened it up, and it ain't moving or anything. I'm sure it won't leak. So there's this, and looks like I got a little leak to fix here on this pipe. So now, little wire brush and weld, get ready to put back in and weld. We should be good to go. Well, I did determine that is a crack. It don't look like it's really been leaking, but it's a crack. I'm gonna clean up that gap and run a little arc weld in there, and hopefully that'll help it some. Start cleaning it up. A lot worse than it looked. Goes all the way around to the other side. So I'm just gonna weld it. It'll probably break again. I don't see why it wouldn't. But try to do the best I can and heat it up, and maybe it'll hold. Well, I heated it up real good with a torch and put a big old massive weld on it, and it looks like it's still straight here. And I put one down in that, a bead down in the crack, and then I just filled it on each side there. Hopefully that's going to be good enough to maybe not crack. I'm not a cast iron welder. I've watched the guy Keith Fenner, he does it real well, but he heats the whole thing up to, I don't know, 400 degrees or something like that, and then he welds it and wraps it in a blanket and lets it set overnight. That's not my option. I'm just trying to get this rat rod running, so I think that'll probably hold it. It wasn't leaking before, but that crack was pretty deep. But I think those 3 beads, one in the middle and one on each side, to kind of spread the load out, will be strong enough. I could tell when I was welding in the crack it was splattered, so there's impurities in there, but my outside beads were pretty decent, so I think it penetrated good enough to stick. And this little welder, I had it on 103 amps. It's putting a lot of rod out there, and because it's gas, I think that helped a lot. But anyway, there it is. And I guess I can find some gloves and try to put it in. Well, I got it fairly tight. I put all the plugs back in. The pipe is nowhere near where it's supposed to go back there, but what I'm going to do is just start it and let it run a little while and warm up that manifold, and then tighten it again and see what it looks like. My idea is that if I get it hot, torque it down good, that it'll relieve any stress I might have caused in there by welding. I let it run long enough for it to start burning off all the oil and WD-40 and stuff I got on it. So the manifold and the head is basically the same temperature. I'm just going to go in there now and tighten it up as good as I can, and hopefully as it cools down it'll take some stress out. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but it's the idea I have. Now they're all tightened down. I was able to turn them all like a quarter to half turn. I didn't really have them that good before because I wanted to warm it up. It was loud. I didn't hear any exhaust leaks, but it was pretty straight when I put it in, and so I think it'll be good. I'll have to fool around with that pipe, weld it in. This exhaust pipe's just hanging there now, so hopefully I won't have to do that tomorrow. On the other side, and if I do, so be it. I can get to these all pretty easy, but most likely, because it's an easy side, it'll just come right out of there and I can put my donut in it. I loosened up a couple of these, they come out real easy. So if I have to do that side, I will, but I think I'll be good as it is. The motor's still kind of missing. I'm sure a lot of that's in that carburetor. The timing's right, as far as I know. It's really kind of hard to tell with the, exhaust leaks and everything else. I know I don't have the vacuum right on there. It's supposed to have a thermostat temperature switch that keeps it from overheating. But anyway, I'll know more when I get the mufflers on it, and then I'll play with that carburetor. I just really did that rough, but I didn't see anything wrong inside it. I did soak it pretty good. Anyway, I think that's about it for today. Didn't really do a lot of what I wanted to do, but I did get that one side fixed, and tomorrow I can get the other side fixed and weld up that back. I wasted quite a bit of time today with these bicycles. Looks like both of the controllers are bad on them, or they're wired wrong or something, I don't know. But I think I got enough stuff here to get chains and brakes and everything on one of them. We'll see. Who knows, I may just put some kind of on-off switch there and call it good. And I got me a little box fan in the mail today. I don't know what it was, 30-40 bucks. Lasco. And I got my cooler here. That's like a swamp cooler, and it moves air pretty good, but it's designed to cool stuff, and it's blowing it through a vent. This thing is just blowing it straight out, but it cleaned all the fumes out of here real fast. So that's probably what I'm going to be using for a paint vent fume. So it seems to work. So that's it today for the Ford. Looks just as bad as it ever did, but we'll see. I ordered a windshield. It was like 400 bucks or something to get the windshield plus shipping. So this old rubber's bad. I got a new rubber for it. So I'll try to get this rubber out of here and get the window out. Clean up anything that I've got there. I'll probably fix all the rust up on top. And that'll be a project for another day. So if you're interested in these old F100s, you get to see a windshield installed, and hopefully I won't break nothing.